Working Journalist Federation. This is meeting take now here, Dharamsala. So it is my duty to welcome you, because our last over 50 years, India is my home. Now last 49 years, Dharamsala is my home. So I want to extend my warm welcome to you. And then perhaps people come from plain and particularly South India, you may feel a little cold, too much cold maybe. Unfortunately, the last few days, weather become a little warmer. I think 2-3 weeks ago, you see, after snowfall on mountain, you see here, I was told become much cooler now, but last few days it's become warmer. I think in the form of welcome you. Now, last 50 years, I learned what is the meaning of democracy. Although 1956, my short visit to India at Buddha Jayanti celebration, at that time, I also visited Indian Parliament. A lot of noisy was a meeting. So at that time, you see, Prime Minister Zhou Enlai, the Chinese Prime Minister, Zhou Enlai, and Holum, the Vice Prime Minister, Marshal Holum, as he came to Delhi. So I actually mentioned to Zhou Enlai, I noticed Indian Parliament, this is so much sort of noisy. That means everybody expressed their feeling and expression of disagreement, criticism. And I told Prime Minister Zhou Enlai, unlike, then I mentioned, unlike our Congress in Peking, because in 1954, 55, 56 So in 54, 55, actually 54, I went to Peking. One of the delegation member, one of the member of Tibetan delegation of the Chinese People's Congress. So I think 1 week, every day I attended a meeting. So the leaders made long speech. And most of the members, some of them, whispering each other, gossip, and some older people sleep. So I told Prime Minister Zhou Enlai, unlike our meeting in Peking, in Delhi, a lot of noise, a lot of I think full of spirit. Each individual freedom or spirit. Then Zhou Enlai told me, now since you left, now much change already take place. He mentioned that. Actually now nearly 60 years, still I think same in Peking, isn't it? In this country, I really impressed. From then, real people really enjoy freedom, freedom of expression. Then meantime, India's newspaper, India's media, also equally enjoying complete freedom. So a lot of criticisms, a lot of negative things appear. That's a healthy sign of the country. And of course, independent judiciary. So basically, in spite of many drawbacks, India basically democratic country, complete freedom, and particularly media's freedom. So that's why this huge country, population over 1 billion, and South Indian, North Indian, East Indian, West Indian, different language, different script, but everybody enjoy freedom, democracy, and everybody feel happy, remain within the Indian Republic. Of course, Kashmir, sometimes some problems there. That's mainly because of Pakistan. If partition did not happen, right, I think today, Pakistan themselves also is a much be stable. So in order to keep democracy, democratic principle, media have very, very important role. And also in order to maintain, or in some cases I think to improve more clean among the politician, among the judiciary, or businessmen, or even religious people, in order to make it clean, right? I think media people have very important role. So wherever I met media people, in India, or in America, in Europe, or Japan, everywhere, I always telling them, media people should have long nose as long as elephant nose. So then smell everywhere. Front, everybody try to nice. So you must smell behind what is going on. That's very, very important. And inform public clearly, provided must be very honest, very truthful, objective, not biased. No matter what newspaper spend some this family or that party or this party, don't care as far as the media people, as far as the responsibility of media people, news or things must be very objective, must be very clear, and educate people. This is one thing. And then the second thing, my lifelong commitment till my death, I have two commitments. Number one commitment is promotion of human value, including ahimsa. Ahimsa means act of compassion. Without compassion, ahimsa impossible. With anger, with jealousy, with frustration, difficult to practice ahimsa. Ahimsa must go with compassionate heart. So that's the human value. So I always trying to share with people. We are human beings, irrespective whether religious believer or non-believer. Everybody have a right to be happy human being, happy human family. For that, money important, no question, but inner values such as compassion, sense of concern of others' well-being, sense of respect, others' right. These are the human value. Actually, compassion, I always believe, we first learned value of compassion is from our money, from our mommy, our mother, not from religious teacher, but from our mother. As soon as we're born, mother take there was a fullest care with tremendous affection. That experience absorbed in our blood. So, in our deep sort of blood, the appreciation of others' affection. And that also have the same potential to show other affection. So we are a species of mammal, come from mother. So everybody have this potential of compassion. So that's my number one commitment. Promotion of ahimsa with compassion. Then, second, my commitment is promotion of religious harmony. That also India's tradition. This country, 1,000 years, all major world religious tradition exist here. And in some cases, there's some problem here and there, but basically, the religious harmony very much alive in this country. And outside the world, even among same Muslim, fighting between Shia and Sunni, among some Christian, follower of Jesus Christ, Catholic, Protestant, sometimes also fighting. But in this country, all different traditions live together. So I always try to promote religious harmony. So these two things, actually, India's tradition. So therefore, I consider myself, and also I introduce myself to big audience. I'm messenger of India. I'm carrying the message of compassion, message of ahimsa. Compassion is the basis of ahimsa and religious harmony. So you, media people, should educate people from time to time these India's traditional value. It's not only traditional value, but today's world very much necessary, very much relevant. So in order to promote outside world more widely, first within our own country, people should educate these values. This I want to tell you. Sometimes I telling my Indian friend, the ahimsa in 20th century, Mahatma Gandhi follow ahimsa practice for India's freedom fight, Indian freedom fight through non-violence. So at that time, outside world may not much attention. But then later, 20th century, like Martin Luther King, the American civil right, civil right fighter. He very much attracted Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy, ahimsa, and he followed Mahatma Gandhi's path. Some time ago, Martin Luther King's wife I met, and she told me, Martin Luther King, her husband, so much attraction towards Mahatma Gandhiji. So one time he even want to dress Gandhiji's dress. When I heard that, the image Martin Luther King, American Negro, Mahatma Gandhi's Indian sari, and one stick and one watch here. It might looks a little bit strange. So this is the indication. He has so much attraction towards Mahatma Gandhiji, isn't it? And then the Nelson Mandela, South Africa. So later part of his life, he implemented Mahatma Gandhi's non-violent practice. Even after he became president, he carried thoroughly about non-violent principle. After he retired, still he carried that. And with him, the Bishop Tutu also used to carry Mahatma Gandhi's the spirit of ahimsa. So now there are more people outside the world. You see more, quite from time to time, you see saying ahimsa, non-violence. So therefore, outsider now taking more attention about non-violence, ahimsa. Then India, the country, ahimsa, 1,000 years is kept. Now within country, now must make every effort to alive.
To make it alive. Make alive.
To make alive. So sometimes I telling, you see, India export ahimsa outside the world, some extent. So if everything export, nothing left within country is not good. So while we exporting more, we must produce more within the country. So ahimsa, religious harmony, not factories as of the product. These come through education. These come through spiritually, mentally. So India's mechanic things, machines, and including computers, now year by year, now much developing, fastly developing. This is not enough for ahimsa, religious harmony. We must educate people. So media people have very important role in this respect. So please keep in your mind. If you say every day, then people may not read your newspaper. So some sensational news is necessary. But occasionally, once a week, or Sunday magazine like that, you see some deeper sort of a point to remind readers we have 1,000 years certain value, which is very, very relevant to today's world. If these message, these tradition of ahimsa, tradition of religious harmony, becoming more sort of available in the rest of the world, then the world becoming much more peaceful. That's no question. So therefore, I think India, now it seems now more and more people outside the world getting some sort of admiration about India's stability and democracy. So perhaps you see I think more opportunity to export these 1,000-year-old India's tradition, ahimsa, and religious harmony. Thank you. That's all. So, now some questions. And then, of course, I'm a Tibetan. Then my third sort of responsibility is about Tibet issue. But as far as Tibet issue is concerned, now, right from the beginning, since we reached Mussoorie, we at once start work for democratization. So now since 2001, we already achieved elected political leadership. Professor Samdong, the first elected political leadership in Tibetan history. Of course, I always describe him as a political leader, not prime minister, because we are sort of the office, our department there, we Central Secretary.
Central Tibetan Administration.
There's no word of Tibetan government. So this is sometimes a little inconvenient. So in any way, here, large number of Tibetan refugee community, and we have sort of extra sort of responsibility to keep Tibetan intellectual, Tibetan culture, Tibetan spirituality. Therefore, since 1960, as our request, Pandit Nehru, set up one special committee headed by Union Education Minister, then Shirmali. That's right. And then, we set up, Prime Minister, Government of India used to set up that society, and under that society, now almost now, and of course beside Tibetan tradition, religion, these things, I think now 50 years, after 50 years, entire Tibetan new generation in this country, some education, basic education, everyone, I think 99%, almost 100% educated. So therefore we have sort of a lot of work. So for that reason, we need some central sort of administration. So that's the reality, isn't it? Whether other people consider this exile government or not, that's up to them. We are not promoting that. So in any way, Rinpoche, I always describe as a boss of, in political field, Rinpoche or Professor Samdong Rinpoche, my boss in political field. Since 2001, my position is semi-retired position. But in spiritual field, I'm his boss. If he needs in the spiritual field some discipline, then I have the authority. At the political field, even if sometimes my view and his view sometimes is different. So I always respect him. He elected one. So that's our work for democratization. So that's just my sort of today.
Is it okay?
Complete because of that. Yes.